Good evening and welcome to 365 Days of Amazing Stories with Theo Mayer. Here we are on day 32, and I'm continuing the story of what the rose did to the cypress. Prince Almus had made friends with a cloth merchant in the town ruled by King Cinnabar, and he wished somehow to get close to the king, for his friend had told him that was the only way that he would find an answer to this riddle. Now, it seemed everybody was afraid of bringing this whole thing up. It was not to be spoken about. Cloth merchant had a friend, Farrukh, who was the Amir to King Cinnabar. And Farrukh was summoned, and the cloth merchant told his friend about Prince Almus's situation. Farrukh said that he would do what he could, and he returned and let Prince Almus know that the next day he would have an audience with King Cinnabar. And Farrukh had introduced him as a traveler and a person of interest. And so when the king met him, he was delighted by this person who had come from a land that he knew nothing about. They spoke for some time before Prince Almus pulled from within his clothing a huge, huge diamond, which his friend, the Simurgh, had given to him. He took this and he presented it to King Cinnabar. King Cinnabar immediately understood its wealth, and he also heard from Prince Almus that this was the last possession that he had. It had been accosted near the castle of the Clashing Swords, and almost everything had been taken from him, but this he had held on to. Now, when King Cinnabar heard this, he had gifts showered upon Prince Almus. He also, liking his character, put him up right there in his palace, and the two of them spent a lot of time together, getting to know each other, sharing stories, and great affection grew up between them. Now, as time went on, King Cinnabar asked Prince Almus, what is it that I could possibly do for you? I would do anything I could. Prince Almus replied, there is nothing more that I wish for than your own welfare, King. And this he repeated over and over again, until finally one day in earnest, the king asked him again, and Prince Almus said, if you really would like to know what it is that I wish more than anything else to have knowledge of, it is, my friend, what the rose did to the cypress and what the meaning of this is. Now, King Cinnabar, when he heard this, his eyes opened wide, and he turned to Prince Almus and said, if you were not my friend at this point, I would immediately have your head severed from your body. Prince Almus then began to speak in such beautiful tones and in such a beautiful way that nothing more was said about this matter. And the days and the weeks went on. And we'll leave Prince Almus there in the palace of King Cinnabar.